Welcome to Turnpike Sports. I'm Dave Weischadle, and as always, I'm joined by my producer and co-host, Doug Weischadle. Doug, we went to a great conference last week.
SBC Summit North America up in the Meadowlands Expo.
Always great to see SBC and the great people there and all our friends in the gaming industry.
You know, it's always amazing when you go to one of these events put on by SBC because the topics there
they're great. Yeah,
are very spot on with the industry. Mm-hmm. And it was great to run into everybody. I even met a few people that, I've only talked to on the phone or through email.
Yeah.
And it's actually a great place to do some face-to-face meetings, great to connect to new people as well.
It's actually weird to see people we've had guests on this show, and to see them in real life and to actually talk to them in person is really interesting.
Yeah, no, and again, they're one of the best groups out there to put on these events. 3 days really. It was 2 days with an expo, 3 days. The first day was the Player Protection Symposium. A lot of responsible gambling advocates were participating in that.
Sure.
And the main 2 days of the conference were just filled with some really, really good panels, some really interesting exhibits. That were there, or exhibitors, I should say.
It's always interesting to talk to the exhibitors. I mean, they're like, it's part of the industry you really kind of don't think about, but it's such a necessary part of the like payment processing and things like that. It's something that is so important to the industry, and it's not out in front that everyone doesn't see. It's really interesting to see them and talk to them.
You mentioned the payment processors. I saw a few new ones there that were actually the payment, cards, the cards that you can use to load out your deposits. A lot of very interesting technology coming down the road here, and
a lot of media. Let me tell you something. A lot of topics on
social
media,
social
media, and different kinds of media. It seems like, sports betting and iGaming is really melding into the media and the social media. It was first I saw a seminar that had the top searches of Google. Then I saw something about TikTok, and then it was gambling and social influencers, and it was like, oh my God.
It's all becoming about content delivery.
Yeah.
Because everyone's doing the odds and the different micro betting and all that, but a lot of times what comes across more is the visualization of everything, and content delivery is becoming key to the growth of the industry.
And I'm just assuming that you're throwing video up on the TV side of it as we're talking about this.
No,
right?
Why would I do something like that? Yes, no, there is some footage.
I have
of
so much
there.
video on my phone. I think I blew up my phone.
I ran through so many batteries for my phone. This is crazy. I had two, and I was using both, and they were run down.
Yeah, you have two cell phones.
Yeah,
I hate having one, but it's.
Well, again, it allows me to have two sets of cameras, and also different.
You're always prepared.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, we got a great show coming up. We got a beat in the house. And this week for the interview, I'm talking with John Boyd. He's a returning guest. He's from the Boyd Company, and they provide site selection counsel for some of the biggest companies in the world. And we're going to talk about economic development in the gaming towns like Atlantic City, like Las Vegas, and Reno. I mean, they're evolving more than just gaming, and it's good for the cities. And so the economic development that we're going to talk about is just so important to these cities. And also, the Boyd Company released a report about the gaming industry, and it could provide some very, very good information for the industry as a whole. So you want to stick around for that.
Well, John always has some valuable insight in terms of not just the gaming industry, but the towns and cities surrounding the gaming industry and what they do to expand and grow outside of gaming.
I love what he told me about Bader Field, which is a big World War II era airfield right in Atlantic City. It's right on the water, and it's just an empty space ready for development. And he gave some great information on Bader Field. Today's trip down the Turnpike is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with Drizzly.com.
Exit 1.
We're going to talk about a sports stock market startup today.
Oh, okay.
The sports stock market idea or concept isn't really something that is earth-shattering. It's been done or talked about in the past in different areas.
I've heard the term thrown around, sports investor.
Yes, there you go. Well, no, that's actually a
Come on,
better.
you're betting on sports. Stop it. I'm investing.
Well, the idea between the sports stock market is you're betting on a player's performance based upon their activity on the field.
Yeah.
Well, we got a new startup here called Mojo. And the reason I've seen a couple reports on this, and one of the founders is Alex Rodriguez.
Oh,
A-Rod.
okay.
And again, like I said, sports stock exchange are not technically a new concept.
Mm-hmm.
This one takes it a little step further than the normal stocks exchange type of arrangement you're dealing here. Basically, you're putting real money bets on an athlete's performance and also their career prospects. That's the typical way of doing things.
Their career prospects.
It's
wow.
basically on the field. You're investing.
This is a long range kind of thing.
It can be done that way, or you can do day trading.
Well, okay. This is like financial planning kind of stuff.
It's that type of analysis that goes into it. You take a look at a player, like you get invested in him as a rookie. Now, do you dump his stock after a couple of games, or do you hold on to him through the season, or do you hold on to him through his career?
See, that's interesting because I know some sports bettors that don't like to do futures because they tie up money. They could be using that money for bets during a particular season. But so it'd be interesting to see how many people are interested in, putting down money that lasts longer than a season. So it's a very interesting situation. It's a very interesting concept.
It's a great concept, but Mojo takes it a step further.
Yeah.
Here's what Mojo does.
All
it
right.
does all the typical things that I just talked about for a sports stock exchange.
Mm-hmm.
And also you can do some regular betting too.
Okay.
But what they do is they take it past the field. You can actually trade your player stock, if you want to phrase it the way they do, based upon trade rumors.
Okay.
Their stock is reflected. The value of the player is reflected with stock trade rumors. Anything that happens off the field, will affect the value of that player that you hold stock in.
Interesting. Okay.
So I mean, you may get if the guy's got trade rumors, they may be showcasing the guy in games. You might want to put a bigger bet on him for those games and then pull it out before the trade.
All right. Okay.
It's very, very interesting.
Yeah.
According to the description, prices will move with every touchdown, trade, headline. So it's a 24/7 sports stock exchange for real.
You really have to be focused in on this. I'm
assuming they're going to have
there's one thing about fan engagement, but this one is like I have to check on my player every hour.
Again, with all the different apps out there where you can just put in your player name, you're going to get news updates no matter what.
Sure.
I'm wondering if they're tied into some of these things where if you have the Mojo app, will you also have a news ticker for your specific players?
See, that's the greatest thing about, sports betting spreading and becoming more intertwined with the technology. 30 years ago in Vegas, you couldn't do bets like this, or you couldn't even think about doing bets like this,
Well, again, they're trying to go for a true sports stock market here.
Yeah.
And I think it's an incredible idea.
I know, it's a great idea.
The amount of data analytics and engineering that will go into this app is just astounding. If you sit back and think about it, the normal analytics involved in a regular type sports book is mind-blowing this, just for that. But thinking about how you actually do the garnering of information of the off-field stuff.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun to watch to see exactly how that develops and how, I wonder how much it really will affect the value of a player. Trade rumors always affect the value of a player.
They have a website now or what? I wonder if they have that information even though you're not putting money on
They have to. You have to have everything ready because you can actually, you don't have to get in at a certain time. If you get the app and you're like mid-season, you can start doing it.
That
then.
might be incredible information just on your traditional sports books.
Yes.
You know, that could be very useful information. So, yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, and the idea is, and this was their phrase, to supercharge sports fandom.
Yeah, wow.
And I think it's an incredible idea. It's a great extension of the typical sports stock market idea, the betting exchange concept kind of thing.
It's very, I like it.
Exit 2.
I don't know about you, but I like lists. And lists are
Okay.
fun to talk about because you always want to disagree with certain aspects of lists. But I have to admit, this list that we're going to talk about today, and it's for the top 10 gaming countries in terms of Twitter.
For Twitter.
The amount of tweets
Oh, okay.
from a specific country about gaming.
I don't, can I take a pick at the top one?
Sure.
Is it England?
No.
No. Okay. See, I just thought they were like
Think of it this way.
crazy soccer people, and
Gaming.
you know,
Where do most of the gaming industry start from?
it's like Malta or something like that.
We're talking gaming, not betting. Not
Okay.
gambling, gaming.
Okay.
This is esports.
Oh, okay. Is it a country or
Yeah, it's
a
a country.
continent or
Here,
okay?
let me put it
Okay,
this way.
go ahead. You go ahead. Go ahead.
The
Is it
US
Asia? Is somewhere in Asia?
Yes, it is.
Okay, China,
Nope. You're close.
Japan.
There you go.
Okay.
But here, let me put it this way. The U.S. has the most Twitter users,
All right.
but they are not number one.
Okay.
They have
See, I was
70
trying to tie in Twitter with what you were talking about.
The
so-
U.S. has
all right.
77 million Twitter users. They are not number one in the gaming industry, though. Japan has over 20 million users that tweet about gaming on
Okay.
a regular basis.
All right.
The United States is number two.
Okay.
This all information came out on July 12th, and it was very interesting in terms of who made the top 10.
Okay.
Japan, United States. Japan because
I originally
it's the
said
home to
England.
Sony and
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
that's where
I was
everything
trying to guide you there when I said
kind of
think
where
of
everything is
gaming.
made.
Yes.
Yeah, but I was thinking of because just from when I go on Twitter, it's constant, nonstop sports betting talk about soccer, and it's coming from overseas.
Well, that's
So,
gambling.
well, yeah, I
You
guess.
know,
So
that's where the distinction
that's
comes
where
in,
my
yes.
head was. So
Japan is number one. Number two, United States. Third through fifth place, we have South Korea,
okay.
Thailand, and Indonesia.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yep.
That's almost all Asia.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Sixth place is Brazil,
Oh,
which
okay.
has a huge esports industry, and it's just growing.
We
and
get a
growing
lot
and
of
growing.
stories about esports in South
Yes.
America, especially Brazil. I think what was it? Colombia was
Yes.
another place,
Yep.
which had a lot of esports.
Well, Colombia also is I think they're the first ones that has a U.S. operator, Rush Bets, there too.
Okay, all
But
right.
this is really esports.
Okay,
Brazil's number 6, number 7, and 8. Philippines and India.
oh, all right.
India had a funny story coming. It's not funny, but it was a interesting story regarding sports betting,
All right.
regarding a fake cricket league.
A fake cricket league. How can it be a fake cricket? They don't watch. No games are being played.
They
So what's
they
a
actually
fake
they
cricket
actually
league?
made a fake league. They actually hired locals to play cricket. They hired other people to do some commentary over the air, and they had an entire series of fake cricket games. And people were betting on. They were just taking their money because when people bet on certain outcomes, they told the players, "Do this."
Oh my god.
Yeah. So,
All right.
I mean,
I can't believe the amount of money they spent to
Not a lot
pull
of money.
this hoax.
Not a lot of money to do that.
They paid the players. They paid the.
They weren't
think-
actual real players. They were just villagers.
Well, I mean, you had to pay them, but you
Not
had to,
much.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
You're spending more money, trying to get somebody from overseas to bet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I see.
it was all done
All
over
right.
the
It was-
internet.
okay, all right.
Yeah,
so it was,
they weren't doing it in a stadium.
so
Let me
you
put
pay
it that way.
$1 to a player,
Yeah.
and you collect 50 from the bettor.
Exactly.
Okay,
Because
I
you
see.
control the outcome of the game.
I see.
And also, they had the announcers making
And they paid
sure,
announcers.
Well,
so.
they were probably doing it themselves, too.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, that's true.
So, but they were having the announcers basically kind of, dictate where the games were going,
Okay.
So everything was fixed.
Oh,
But
okay.
they got it. They nailed the guys, and they shut them down. Several $1 million
Wow.
they made from all this. But again, going back to the list, 7th and 8th was Philippines and India. UK was number 9
Really? Okay.
There's your
Yeah, there. Okay.
and Mexico number 10.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, and it's just interesting to see. I think you're going to, if they did a gambling list like you were talking about in terms of sports betting,
Yeah.
I think the U.S. would probably lead.
Mhm.
You know, the world in the amount of sports
Yeah.
gambling tweets,
Yeah.
because that's all I see too in my
Oh, yeah.
feeds.
Yeah.
Everything that's gambling Twitter, you know,
That's a hashtag, too.
that's a hashtag. That's
Gambling
what I'm
Twitter.
saying. Yeah,
So-
it's just the volume of tweets based upon gaming is growing. I just wonder how it compares to the volume of tweets for sports betting.
Yeah.
Whether or not that grows. But I thought that was kind of an interesting list.
Yeah, interesting.
And the most tweeted about video games, Genshin Impact, Wordle is number 2 in the
Okay.
world. I've been seeing everyone playing Wordle.
Well,
That was just recently purchased by another company.
That's in
The
a. Is that a news story? I think it's going to be a board game now.
is it?
I think I saw it in the news.
All
yeah.
I know is
Who knows?
it's a 20 or 30-year-old game.
Yeah.
And it's finally getting play around the world now. And, Final Fantasy was in the list, Project Psyche, Ensemble Stars, all that stuff. But I thought it was interesting that the United States couldn't take top spot for that.
Yeah. What are you
for
going to
that
do?
topic
What are you
there.
going to do?
Drizzly makes it easy to shop a huge selection of beer, wine, and liquor from wherever I am. I just open the app, find what I want, and it's at my door in under 60 minutes.
Drizzly.
Ding dong, Drizzly.
Exit 3.
Today's NFT exit focuses on NFT horse racing.
Oh, okay.
We have 2 companies combining Ollie Sports, OLY Sports, which is an online horse racing NFT-based platform, partnering with, and I want to get the name right, BetSwap,
Okay.
to create a platform for NFT horse racing betting.
That's going to get big. I mean, there's what is the gaming and horse racing conference in Saratoga? Yes, coming up in August. I want to give them a plug. What was the day? I don't even know.
August 15th to the 17th.
15th to the 17th. And one of the seminars they're having is dealing with NFTs and horse racing. So
Yes.
that's becoming a really big topic.
What's interesting with this one site, not only can you bet on NFT horses represented by NFTs, but you can buy
Okay.
the horse, the virtual horse. You can train it, you can breed it, and race it.
Wow, boy.
So you could be an owner in the metaverse of a horse. So I just thought that was kind of interesting to see exactly. This is another use for NFTs in the gambling space.
Wow.
And but they're going to be
I got to
doing-
check out the price for that. That's pretty cool. You're a horse racing owner in the metaverse through your NFTs.
Well,
That's
I'm
a
sure-
really interesting concept.
Well, you're able to buy real estate in the metaverse now.
Yeah, I guess. Oh,
You
yeah.
know, so I mean, you could buy a plot of land and then resell it to somebody else to
We're
develop.
slowly becoming the Matrix, the movie.
Yes,
This
yes.
whole metaverse
Unless
thing
we already
and
are.
NFTs. And
Unless we
stuff
already
like
are,
that.
we're doing
Yeah,
another
so
level of it.
I want to
but,
start a conspiracy theory. The NFTs are our key out of the Matrix.
Yes.
That's what it is.
But this will be run on the BetSwap platform, and BetSwap has its own token.
Okay.
It's called BetSwap, obviously.
All right.
Operates on the Ethereum, Avalanche, and Phantom blockchain platforms.
All right.
All you have to do to register to use BetSwap is just link your crypto wallet to them.
Okay.
No emails, no geographical information required, no
Right.
bank account information. It's really no registration process at all, because really all your information is held in your crypto wallet.
Yeah.
All you do is link that together, and
Well, I would
you
first
can
need
start betting.
I would first need a crypto wallet.
Yes.
So.
Well, you actually need some cryptocurrency
I
to put
would
in
have-
the crypto wallet.
I would have to get
first.
cryptocurrency, then I have to get a
Yes.
wallet, and I'd put the cryptocurrency into the wallet, and
So-
then I could do this.
Once this really launches, this has been announced. They're actually expected to launch in August of 2022. You're going to be able to not only place bets and watch live races through the virtual metaverse, whatever you want to call it. You can own the horse.
Now these are actual live races. These are not.
These
virtual.
are both.
Okay, both. Okay. All right. Good.
Yeah,
Good.
and also when they say live races, when it comes to the metaverse, the virtual horses are running at that moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
all right.
it's live races, but not live.
Okay.
Not live animals. Put it that way.
But not on this dimension.
Not on this dimension.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Just
the alternate universe that
Yes.
we know as the metaverse.
Yes, okay.
But again, Ollie Sports has been running for a while. They've actually had over 4,000 races already.
Yeah, it's big. I kind of enjoy virtual. My first experience with virtual horse racing is on the Borgata app. You can actually bet on virtual horse races, so there was a lot of fun. I mean, you really get into it. So
Now, once this launches, you can actually own a horse that you can race.
That's why it's cooler. I mean, it takes it to the next level.
Now, do we have virtual doping issues?
I don't know.
That's going to be interesting to see. So
The virtual urine test.
yes,
So
yes.
it's
Exit 4.
We're going to end today's rundown talking about an app that's near and dear to your heart.
my heart.
Yes.
Okay.
The Yes Network app.
Yes, I have the Yes Network on my phone.
The Yes Network has slowly becoming, but definitely becoming the go-to app for sports streaming. They've added a whole bunch of new features over the last year, new content elements that have been actually creating a very, very interesting digital world in terms of sports streaming.
Okay.
And it's very impressive what they've been doing. It's actually translated into an increase by 45% year over year of registrations.
I gotta tell you, it's great on my phone, and I love it on Roku too. I mean, you get to watch Michael Kay show in the afternoons.
Well, they've got
it's pretty cool.
and
the Yankee games.
They've got new in-game single-screen watch and play experiences that are going to be steadily increasing even more engagement for content users. Total number viewed on the app, the total number of hours viewed on the app has increased 83%.
Sure.
Unique viewers per game up 33%, and the time spent per unique viewer on the app has risen 10%.
Sure.
And it's because of a whole bunch of different new content streams that they have placed on this. They have a live stats package, which was added last year.
Oh, okay.
They have now added what they call the live pitchcast
All
to
right.
games. Basically, you're going to see different locations of the pitches, the type of pitches,
Okay.
miles per hour, all the different stats associated with each individual pitch up on the app screen while the game is going on.
I got to be honest. Like I said, I have the Yes app on my phone. I put it on Roku, and this is new information to me. I didn't even know I had this at my disposal.
So it's
okay.
kind of interesting. And also the number, how many times people have launched this live stats overlay
Okay.
has increased 62%.
See now I got to try that now.
There's another content edition here called the Watch Party.
All right.
It enables viewers to participate in a live video chat alongside the games.
Wow. Okay.
You can get up to 3 people on one chat while the games are going on, and it's an overlay to the live broadcast that you're watching.
I am so lazy with this. I mean, I put on Yes. I either Michael Kay or if the Yankee game is on or something like that. I put it on. I don't even know about these other features. If I knew about these other features, I'd be doing it.
Well, the 3-user watch parties have averaged 30 minutes each game.
Wow. Okay.
So it's a very, very popular feature.
So you can set it up like with one of your friends. I mean, I could be in
yeah.
Boston and my friend could be
Yeah.
down here, and we could watch it almost together, right?
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
Oh my god. What a great
Yes.
what a great feature.
And the last component that they just added in May,
All right.
the Yes Pick and Play Live.
All right.
And I think you know what that is. It's basically allow viewers to make live predictions around in-game occurrences.
All right.
They were the first that did it.
Okay.
I know we just had a story not too long ago.
I think that's
Tap.
becoming a normal thing
Yeah.
on different apps and
Yeah.
different
Yes beat everybody to it.
networks. Yeah. Okay.
There's no betting involved other than the predictive game here, this pick and play live. But it has worked to their advantage. It's average users per game of the pick and play game is increased 13% from the previous month. 40% retention rate after 14 days. Basically, what they're talking about there is somebody's used it, and then within 14 days, they've used it a second time or multiple times.
Yeah.
So the retention rate's growing.
I got to try this out. Yeah, I'm one of those guys that puts it on and I put the remote to the side of me. I don't touch it anymore. So it's one of those things. So I got to try this.
The more important thing, I think, is a stat that affects the advertising too.
Okay.
The time spent per unique Yankee game streaming
All right.
has grown 7% month over month since they instituted this pick and play.
All right.
So that is great for advertising.
Sure.
That increases
absolutely.
Yes Network's advertising revenue because now the longer people view certain aspects of the game, the more they can charge an advertiser to be, on screen.
Sure.
In these overlays. But again, I think the Yes Network is probably going to be someone to watch in terms of how to build a model for the perfect sports.
Oh, it's a great app. I mean, I would have checked it out now, but my phone's in the other room. But boy, it's it's interesting.
I'm going to have to start watching because I didn't know any of these features.
I got to check out these features.
I
I turn it on. I had the show on. I put the remote down, and I watch. I don't like really interact with the TV, but now I will. And today's trip down the Turnpike was brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using our promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com.
And as always, you can get in touch with Turnpike Sports by calling or texting us at 609-512-5910. That's 609-512-5910. At Turnpike Sports is the show's handle on Facebook and Twitter. At Turnpike Sports Radio is our handle on Instagram. And as always, our email address is info@turnpikesportsradio.com. And don't forget, you can listen to the show via Spotify, Amazon Music, iTunes, radio.com mobile app, as well as Stitcher and YouTube. You can also watch us on your smart TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV. Head on over to turnpikesports.net. You'll be able to watch our video channel there.
Well, we got a great show coming up. We got a Beat in the House segment later, but right after this, I'm talking with John Boyd from the Boyd Company. We're going to talk about the economic development of the the traditional gaming towns, like Atlantic City. I'm wearing the shirt right now. Atlantic City, Las Vegas, Reno, and the Boyd Company does amazing work and an amazing study that should interest the gaming industry very much. But we're going to talk about economic development of Atlantic City, Las Vegas, and Reno with John Boyd coming up right after this. So stick around. We'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports.
Yeah, you, come here. Haven't you heard? We don't need to hide anymore.
Now, we can shop privately for adult products at adamandeve.com. They've got massage oils, lingerie, and lots more we can't mention here. Use offer code SPICE404. They'll give you 50% off almost any one item, 3 free DVDs, free mystery gift, and free shipping. That's 50% off, free shipping, and more. Private shopping starts at adamandeve.com.
Welcome back to Turnpike Sports. Dave Weischadle with you here. I'm excited to talk to our next guest because every time he's on the show, he gives some great information which impacts the gaming industry in this country. John Boyd is the principal of the Boyd Company, which provides independent site selection counsel to companies in the U.S. and around the world. Some of those clients include J.P. Morgan, Boeing, Chase, Pepsi, UPS, Progressive Insurance, and a whole bunch of Fortune 500 companies. And recently, the Boyd Company released a report that the gaming industry could find very useful. To talk about the Boyd Company and this important report on the line, we have John Boyd. John, welcome back to the show.
Hey, Dave, it's great to be with you again.
I was telling you off air, yesterday I drove by your old stomping grounds over in Route 1 in Princeton, and it's still a great sight to see the Boyd Company building. But, I gave a brief thumbnail description of the Boyd Company, but tell us about the Boyd Company and your firm's connection to casino markets like Atlantic City, Las Vegas, and Reno.
Well, our firm provides independent location counsel to site-seeking companies and to private developers. We've been very, very active in Las Vegas over this past several decades. We've watched that market develop and reinvent itself many times. In the 80s, our firm was brought in by the Howard Hughes Corporation to help attract new office development to Summerlin's mixed-use community. That's one of the nation's largest planned communities. And over the years, we provided counsel to the Nevada Development Authority and the Las Vegas Global Alliance to bring non-casino investment to Las Vegas, mainly office, tech, life science projects, also industrial projects in the city of North Las Vegas, and a lot of technology projects also to Reno and northern Nevada, which has been emerged as a top landing spot for a lot of the fleeing tech companies leaving the Bay Area in California.
Well, I mentioned a very interesting study that was just completed by the Boyd Company, which names the top 25 cities for new software development, which could have a huge impact on the gaming industry. Tell us about that study, what was looked at, and what was uncovered by the research that the Boyd Company did.
Well, esports is a very dynamic part of the software industry today. It's a $350 million industry. Global revenues are expected to approach $10 billion by 2025. This new report of ours looks at the top U.S. markets for new esports software development. And Egg Harbor Township and Minden, Nevada are the two most attractive markets. Egg Harbor, of course, home to the Stockton's new Esports Innovation Center, which has some support at the state level. You have AC. Hard Rock recently hosted the first sanctioned esports wagering event, which was very, very exciting. And operating costs matter for this industry. The Egg Harbor shows roughly 20% less expensive than San Rafael in the Bay Area. And the other top location, Minden, Nevada. Keep an eye on Minden.
Okay.
It's in the Reno metro area. They have an abundance of available land, which is held at a premium today. And it's close to both the Lake Tahoe and the Reno hospitality infrastructure. I mentioned some of our work in Nevada over the years. One of the neat projects we've done in Lake Tahoe, we provided work with the Counselor to the Park organization, which redeveloped the old Sahara Hotel into the current Hard Rock. That's a neat property. It's where Elvis used to perform and hold court when he played Tahoe. The movie is fantastic, by the way, if you haven't seen it.
Okay.
Highly recommend it.
Well, let me ask you something. It's the new industries, the mayors, the county commissioners, the city councils are all pitching their areas for new industry and jobs and investment from corporations. I mean, is it the same everywhere? Can you compare the efforts in Atlantic City with that of Las Vegas? I mean, are they really competing against each other with regard to these new industries that are emerging now?
We always say that successful economic development is all about leadership at the state and the local level. If I had to name the biggest difference between Atlantic City and Las Vegas, the economic landscape over the years, it's leadership. Okay, in Nevada, you've had a number of high-profile economic development-orientated governors like Brian Sandoval, who's now at the University of Nevada at Reno. You've had high-profile mayors like the legendary Oscar Goodman.
Sure.
His wife is very much in that mold now as a proactive on economic development. You've had mayors like Hillary Sheev in Reno and the North Las Vegas mayor, John Lee, very highly regarded in the economic development world. But you also have that winning ecosystem of business leaders in Las Vegas. Names like Steve Wynn, Jim Marin, the former CEO of MGM, Rob Roy of Switch. These are high-profile industry leaders that are proactive in promoting Vegas. You have this celebrities and pro athletes and entertainers that have migrated to Vegas over the years because of the favorable tax structure.
Sure.
They've become catalysts for new development and created demand for new development in Las Vegas. Unfortunately, in Atlantic City, and I'm a Jersey guy, we want to see Atlantic City do well, but those types of individuals have existed far few and far in between. All right, you think about names like Jim Whalen, Bart Blatstein, Steve Persky, but you don't have that ecosystem currently in place. I will say this: the new mayor, Marty Small, seems to understand economic development. He's doing a number of things that we think are a good idea. Obviously, the pilot adjustment bill and the Bader Field redevelopment as a major priority of his.
Well, certainly Atlantic City, Las Vegas, and Reno, they love to promote the new casinos and the new investment in the casinos. I was just down at the opening of the new Bally's, which was absolutely amazing.
Right.
They put a lot of money into that. But what they're also trying to do is also diversify their economies. They want to bring in other things other than gaming and tourism, a lot like Florida has done in recent years. And your firm recommends locations to major corporations. What new industries should these casino towns be looking to target to really lure in maybe industries other than gaming and tourism?
Obviously, tech and multimedia there's so many synergies with the gaming industry, but with respect to Atlantic City, there are a number of very timely targets right now. One of which is the wind farm. Okay, you have one of the largest wind farms today being constructed off the Atlantic City coast. That project is expected to generate billions of dollars of new private sector investment to South Jersey. The region is expected to become a global hub for wind power. I mean, that should translate into new office and tech projects for Atlantic City. Mm-hmm. I also like the proposed Bader Field redevelopment. It's the site of the old airport.
Yeah.
Currently the largest parcel of undeveloped land in the city. There's an interesting mixed-use proposal. There's some EPA environmental hurdles, mm-hmm. but the mayor is supportive. I think that can be an exciting, dynamic project, an opportunity for Atlantic City to think big and bold, similar to how Vegas would approach such an endeavor. A couple other big picture trends. I think the upcoming merger of Spirit Airlines with either Frontier or JetBlue should create opportunities for new expanded air service into Atlantic City. That expanded air service is critical. I like the bill in Trenton with the proposal to get downtown rail. That's long overdue, connecting the airport to the downtown casino district. The other big picture, Dave, is just this big picture theme in the development world of live, work, and play.
Yeah.
And the new hybrid office workplace. Atlantic City, given its hospitality infrastructure, its low costs, should be in the mix to become a regional office destination. Atlantic City now has some of the most inexpensive oceanfront real estate on the entire East Coast.
Yeah, it does.
So, I mean, I think it's time for developers to come in, build new homes, apartments, mixed-use developments. You look at what John Catsimatidis has done on Coney Island. Mm-hmm. I mean, those projects are centered around the whole live, work, play concept. Coney Island, much like Atlantic City, long underperforming. Now Coney Island has become a hotbed for young professionals. It looks like Dubai or Sunny Isles there. We'd like to see similar development take shape in Atlantic City.
Well, the interesting thing about Atlantic City, I'm not sure if you can hear the promo that we brought in on this introduction, was the 1940 or 50 newsreel about Atlantic City when it was the entertainment capital of the world. And back then it didn't have gambling. Is non-gambling activities the key to Atlantic City's comeback?
100%. We have to remember, look, Atlantic City revitalization, it's all about creating a Vegas-like diversified economy with mixed-use experiences. The future of Atlantic City is not about day trippers. Mm-hmm. Okay, the day trippers now have so many options in Pennsylvania and Delaware and New York, very likely soon casino expansion in North Jersey. The future of Atlantic City, it's high-ticket events, it's mixed-use experiences, and it's creating a new office projects. Okay, capitalizing on this whole live, work, and play model.
You know, it's interesting when we talk about diversification. I talk to a lot of people in the casino industry. Hard Rock, I talk to a lot of people at Hard Rock, and they say, you know what, we don't want to be known as a gambling center. We want to be known for our concerts. And, you know, today I just saw a commercial for them. If they didn't say they were a casino, you would never know because they were just talking about their musical acts and things like that. And then I saw another commercial about Atlantic City, and not once did they mention gambling. It's all about the beaches and the entertainment and the restaurants and things like that. Does industries separate from casinos need to have a larger presence, not only in Atlantic City, but places like Reno, like Las Vegas, in order to spur economic growth? Or is Atlantic City something different of an outlier and it's different from Reno or different from Las Vegas?
You know, one of the most frustrating things, you think about the lack of leadership, you think about just how much Atlantic City really has underperformed Reno and particularly Las Vegas. is just how premier that real estate is. Again, some of the most cost-effective oceanfront real estate in the entire East Coast. There's no reason it can't capitalize on some of these trends. Again, it'll take leadership, it'll take a strategy, and great target now. Okay, office and tech related projects related to the new wind farm, and this booming esports and multimedia industry. But you're right. Mixed use amenities are been a major part of the success story, the winning formula for Vegas and for Reno. The battle for market share in the casino industry is for millennials and Generation Z.
I'm glad you mentioned millennials, because every time I talk to marketers from casinos, that's the word they throw out: millennials, millennials, millennials. Are millennials important outside of the casino industry in order to attract growth and industry to a city?
Absolutely. It's the younger casino patrons that want live entertainment, obviously restaurants, nightlife, the clubs, retail amenities. All of that is part of the mix, and Hard Rock is smart to promote that.
Let me ask you something. You mentioned esports before, and last time you were on, we had a great conversation about esports and the future of esports and how it figured into the gaming industry in this country. Every week I'm hearing news stories about how esports is growing and how the popularity of esports is expanding. It's attracting younger players. Its industry is developing new technology. Is that sort of checking all the boxes on how to grow a gaming and technology industry in a location? I mean, how important do you think esports and things like that, it's technology, it's young people oriented. How important is that for cities like Las Vegas, like Atlantic City, like Reno?
It's really an example. When we talked about support for legalizing sports betting and online betting, we talked about how this will be a catalyst for new development in app development and new types of multimedia software. There's no greater example today than esports, and it really plays into Atlantic City's strength. Okay, you're proximate to a critical mass of colleges and universities that are strong in computer science, like Drexel, like Stockton. Okay, you have the hospitality infrastructure to accommodate major esports events, like what the Hard Rock recently did, first wagered esports event in the nation. So all of that is very, very exciting.
You mentioned sports betting, and one of the questions I always ask a head of a casino or a head of a gaming operator, I always say, can you open up a casino nowadays and not open up a sports book? Do you need a sports book to be successful in a casino? And without fail, they say yes. I mean, it's just across the board. And when a casino property thrives, it should be good for the city. So, sports betting has done wonders for the casino industry in New Jersey. And I'm wondering, I go there in Atlantic City, but quite frankly, I still see a lot of empty fields and empty spaces, underutilized property. And I think, okay, maybe it's too early in the process, but where is all this sports money going, and what can it be used for? What do you see in the coming years for the development of Atlantic City? Do you see more investment from the casinos as well? Because, look, they say they're doing well because of the sports books. Should we see that money being used by the city more, and how will that compare with the investment, do you think, from outside industry?
It's important to remember that sports betting is relatively new.
Yeah.
So the degree to which the casinos will allot valuable floor space for sports books versus investments in the online apps, which, by the way, have been a great new revenue stream for the casinos.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a new revenue stream that simply did not exist a decade or so ago. The thought today, though, I mean, a sports book is fundamental to that mixed use casino experience.
Sure.
And you think about the opportunity to attract high net worth individuals during March Madness or during the Kentucky Derby or during the Super Bowl. I mean, this translates into other types of economic development and economic boosts
Sure.
to casino markets like Atlantic City.
You know, one of the things I'm seeing in Vegas compared to other cities is they're having things come to them. I mean, they got the NFL draft. I mean, I know they have Formula One racing coming to Vegas. Do you think Atlantic City could attract events like that? And does Atlantic City need to attract events like that in order to really attract industry other than casinos?
Absolutely. You know, in Vegas, success breeds success. Economic development is in their DNA. They think big. That has not been the case with Atlantic City. When the Formula One mixed-use proposal was announced for Bader Field, I mean, people were laughing at that proposal. It just underscores how the culture of losing, unfortunately, Atlantic City versus Vegas. You know, a smart way to look at Formula One is that's a very dynamic, growing sport. It attracts influential people. I was at the Grand Prix in Miami a couple of months ago. It was the hottest ticket in town.
Sure.
It's a huge success in Las Vegas. You know, obviously, there's some environmental hurdles that need to be navigated. But I mean, that's the type of really cool type of project that should be generating enthusiasm in Atlantic City. And again, it's nice to see the mayor. He's been very supportive of that. But you're right, Vegas, world-class sports town with the NHL, the NFL, the Raiders Stadium at Allegiant is a model in terms of a mixed-use, modern, state-of-the-art stadium. It's been a catalyst for all sorts of exciting commercial real estate development in Las Vegas. You have the Grand Prix, which you mentioned, which is very exciting. You also have the world-class equestrian center at South Point.
Yeah.
Which attracts a lot of influential and wealthy people from Europe and Asia that come in for those equestrian events and spend a lot of money in town.
Yeah, Vegas might even get the A's too. You know, they might even get baseball.
Yeah, we think so. We think they certainly should. I mean, the situation in Oakland is horrible. The Vegas is working very hard to lure the Oakland Athletics, and they actually. Looks like they'll be next in line for an NBA franchise also.
You know, I'm so glad that you mentioned Bader Field because in Atlantic City, because people around the country, you know, might be listening and say, "What's Bader Field?" Talk about Bader Field a little bit because it is a huge tract of land that is, when you say underutilized, that is the definition of underutilized. It's an old World War II base. Nothing is there. Talk about Bader Field a little bit and the projects that possibly could be coming to Bader Field.
Well, you know, in the development world, I mean, you know that there's a lack of sites. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a site that's so attractive, given its location, given its proximity to the ocean and the Atlantic City hospitality infrastructure, really primed for development. There's a proposal now. It's a $2.7 billion proposal to do a new mixed-use facility. There'll be a Formula One track along with a technology center and apartments and condominiums. That's a very exciting project. Again, there's some hurdles related to environmental zoning concerns. This is a case where you'd like to see leadership, get an exciting project like this done. There's a very credible developer behind that project. God forbid this doesn't happen. Let's not have this site look the same as it looks now 10 years from now. There's no reason that site should not be developed and turned into something productive.
It's just an amazing area. It's just right on the water. It's almost to the tip of Atlantic City. It's got a ton of history attached to it, and it's huge. I mean, I don't know the exact acreage of it, but it's big.
Very few places in New Jersey to be that close to the ocean have that much land. And keep in mind, I mean, this is 2022. It's a new economic reality. Mm-hmm. This idea of hybrid and remote working. You have more and more people relocating from New York and Philadelphia, even central and northern New Jersey, moving to shore communities like Margate, Ventnor, Longport, Long Beach Island, the mainland. I mean, Tuckerton. I mean, these are communities in Ocean County that are experiencing population increases. Okay, so there's opportunities now that did not exist a decade or so ago where people had to be in the office every day. Right? So these are the types of trends that are dictating where developers are doing new projects. And that's, Bader Field is well primed to capitalize on these trends.
We talked about a lot about Atlantic City and some about Vegas, but I want to ask about Vegas and Reno. I know the Boyd Company has done a lot of work in that area. What's new on the horizon for those two important Nevada casino markets?
Well, clearly we just mentioned some of the new sports coming on stream. With the Oakland A's,
yeah, and
likely an NBA franchise. Vegas has become a pro sports powerhouse. Okay, you also have the UFC events, which are big generators of positive economic activity when those fights happen. You look at that, the development team that's doing the new arena, where likely to house the NBA franchise. That's a really cool site. It's 25 acres. It's near the intersection of Las Vegas Boulevard and Blue Diamond Road. The developer doing that, it's Oakview Group. They're based in LA. They did LA's live entertainment district around the Staples Center. If you can visualize what that will look like, that's going to be a really, really exciting dynamic project. As far as Reno goes, I would look at all of this investments in technology companies. Very few people know this, but one of the world's largest industrial parks is in Reno. It's home to Tesla's 2 million square foot gigafactory. It's becoming a hotbed of new mixed-use, millennial-friendly housing. People migrating out of the Bay Area and Northern California because of the record-shattering crime and homeless epidemic and anti-business tax and spend policies in California. So Northern Nevada is a really attractive area, and a lot of those smaller submarkets. I go back to Minden. They have the land proximate to both Reno and Lake Tahoe. That's another market to keep an eye on.
I was going to ask you, is everyone sleeping on Reno? Because when you think of development, when you think of industry, when you think of, high-tech things, Reno doesn't come quickly to mind. I mean, are we sleeping on Reno? Is that going to be a big hotspot in the near future?
It is. I mean, and some of the
or is it now? It could be a big spot now.
It is now. You have companies like Switch and Apple and Facebook, Tesla, Panasonic all have major operations. The University of Nevada at Reno has one of the top computer science programs in the West. They have a new esports program that's getting a lot of interest amongst the venture capital community that historically was investing in the Bay Area markets like San Jose and San Francisco. So, Reno is really emerging as a very dynamic market.
Now, John, you're still in South Florida, right? That's where you work out of, right?
That's right. We officially relocated about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Based in Boca Raton, but I still spend quite a bit of time in New Jersey, especially in the summer months.
I was going to say, for people thinking this guy's in Florida, you're a Jersey guy, and you spend a lot of time.
I'm a Jersey guy.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And where is it, Margate?
I'm in Margate most of the summer in Margate.
Yeah, I hear Lucy is still have girders around her. They're still fixing Lucy the elephant. By the way, people around the country have no idea what we're talking about right now. Lucy the elephant, it's in Margate, so check it out. But when you go to Margate and when you go to Atlantic City, where are the places you hang out? Where are the attractions that, is Atlantic City to you? When people want to know where to go in Atlantic City, where do you send them?
Well, I'm a big fan of the Hard Rock. I recommend the Hard Rock to a lot of my friends and business colleagues. It's tough to beat a day at the pool there, to watch the Yankees or your favorite team at the sports book, and then dinner at Council Rock. Non-casino places, big fan of Angeloni's. Al Angeloni is one of the best in the business.
Yes.
The Docks and Knife and Fork are also favorites. You think of that great scene of the movie Atlantic City, Burt Lancaster at Knife and Fork. So much history in Atlantic City. As far as Margate, you got to go to Sophia's, Johnny's, the Greenhouse. But you must end up at Jerry Blavitt's Memories on Amherst Avenue for music and drinks. This is Jerry's 50th anniversary.
I was going to say he's still going strong down there.
what a fun spot. You can't beat dinner at Sophia's and then walk to Memories afterwards.
No, it's always a great time. It's such a great time of year to go down, especially like 4th of July weekend and run out this summer, and the Memorial Day weekend and Labor Day weekend. It's just so great.
There's nothing like it. You try explaining it to people that didn't grow up with the Jersey Shore. They have a hard time wrapping their minds around it. But
right now,
you and I get it.
Right now, people are still Googling Lucy the Elephant in Margate. So, but John, we're running out of time.
It's a great attraction.
It is.
Family friendly, Margate, family friendly.
Absolutely, okay. Yeah. John, we're running out of time, but can you give out a website for the Boyd Company so people can check it out?
It's theboydcompany.com. You can check us out on Twitter also. Our handle is The Boyd Company.
John Boyd from the Boyd Company, thanks so much for coming on and telling us all about the incredible work the Boyd Company is doing. You guys do important work all over the world for companies in and out of the gaming industry. It's always great to have your insights on the development happening out there, so please come back soon. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Dave.
Stick around. We'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports.
With Drizzly, I can shop a huge selection of beer, wine, and liquor. I just open the app, find what I want, and it's at my door in under 60 minutes.
Drizzly also lets me shop from multiple stores in my area and compare prices on thousands of products.
Ding dong, Drizzly.
We'll get back to the show in a few moments, but I just wanted to take some time and tell everyone about Bean Genius, the smart specialty coffee subscription service. Bean Genius sells freshly roasted coffee from some of the best independent coffee roasters in the country. They feature over 2,000 specialty coffee blends, all at your fingertips at beangenius.com. Here's how it works. Head on over to beangenius.com and take their palate profiler test to find out what coffee best fits your taste. Then select from a variety of subscription plans. Every subscription comes with free shipping, and delivery can even be scheduled for once or twice each month. And based upon your review of each coffee blend you try, Bean Genius actually learns your individual taste preferences and then suggests future coffee blends for you. And now you can get 10% off your Bean Genius subscription when you use our promo code PIKE at checkout. Bean Genius offers a variety of subscription plans to suit any coffee lover's needs. Subscribe with Bean Genius today and start enjoying some of the best tasting coffee around. And save 10% off your coffee plan with promo code PIKE.
People gotta win sometimes.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a giant, colorful check to deposit.
Beat the House is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Slots, table games, live dealer games, everything you love about Atlantic City and Vegas, all online at BetMGM. Don't wait. Join in the fun now. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Grab a lion's share of the fun at BetMGM.com. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And welcome to this week's edition of the Beating the House segment on Turnpike Sports, where we're going to go through the different casino jackpots, lottery jackpots, bad beat wins, poker wins, basically any jackpot that happened across the country in North America. Keep those press releases coming in, info at turnpikesportsradio.com. As soon as we get them, we insert them into the broadcast here. And, it's very interesting seeing the response this segment's been getting. It's been getting a really good response from the industry. People love promoting their customers winning the large sums of money.
Yeah.
We're going to start off this week with a Reno, Nevada jackpot.
Okay.
And just so you know, this week I'm going in a descending order.
What does that mean?
So it's going to be different areas of the country. There's no, it's going to be random sections. I'm just going to go straight down. I'm going by the value of the jackpot.
Oh, okay. So is this the highest jackpot?
This will be
first?
the highest. We're going to go high first.
Don't you want to leave the highest to the last? You would think you want to build up suspense.
This one I have to start first because it's a funny story.
Okay, all right, fine.
We're going to start at the Grand Sierra Resort and Casino in Reno, Nevada.
All right.
And the reason why I said this is a funny story is because it happened to a wife of a comedian.
Oh, okay. Was the comedian playing at the property?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Not at that property, but in the town.
Okay, he was playing at a place in Reno, and his wife was out gambling. And okay, wow, good for them.
So the wife of a comedian playing in Western Nevada this past weekend, $1.4 million slot jackpot at Grand Sierra Resort and Casino.
Wow.
Catherine J. was playing. Here we go again. IGT's Wheel of Fortune Triple Red Hot 7 slot machine.
Wow.
And she won, and the exact number was just a little over $1.4 million.
See, I would think she would be the person that would want her name out because that's great publicity for her husband, who's a comedian, who's playing at these places.
Well, in the press release.
Okay. Oh, did she say it? Or
Catherine is the wife of Justin Ruppel.
Okay.
Who was playing that Friday night at the Crystal Bay Casino in Lake Tahoe, which is right over which is right.
So he was at the Crystal Bay Casino,
right? And then he played at the Virgil in Reno.
All right.
The following day.
Okay.
So
by the way, I've heard of none of these places.
I'm not too familiar with Reno.
But she was in Reno playing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, they're right next to each other.
Yeah.
Reno
well, the
and
Virgil
Tahoe,
is in Reno. Yeah.
And Mr. Ruppel, Justin, was making appearances as part of the Reno Tahoe Comedy Tour.
Oh, okay.
Just to his credits, Justin Ruppel also supplied the voice for a character on How to Train Your Dragon, which was an animated movie.
Okay.
And he also won his season as a contestant on Dana Carvey's First Impression competition reality series for comedians.
Oh, okay.
Yep. He also appeared on America's Got Talent, and now his wife has probably made more money than he has.
I don't think so. He seems pretty accomplished.
I'm only joking.
He sounds pretty accomplished.
He's got some good credits to his name.
Wow.
I just, it's kind of funny when you see the wife of a comedian winning the jackpot when the comedian's in town performing.
Yeah, no, that's great.
I had to start with that. One because that was actually a funny story.
That's really good. Congratulations. I guess congratulations to Catherine. I guess Justin Ruppel
More
too.
Catherine than Justin.
Yeah.
Congratulations to both of them.
Good for them.
We're going to stay in Nevada, but we're not going to Vegas yet. We're going to Laughlin.
I was going to think Henderson.
We have two in Laughlin to talk about, both at the Aquarius Casino Resort. We have at the Aquarius a visitor who chose to remain anonymous, was playing, the Penny Buffalo Diamond slot machine when he won the jackpot, and it was a guy. They said it was a guy.
Okay.
$1.03 million jackpot at the Aquarius.
And this was I'm sure he didn't bet a penny. They call it a penny, but you never bet a penny.
Slot.
It's a penny slot, but you never put a penny in. But the Buffalo Diamond, is that those big Buffalo machines things?
That's another one of those.
Okay. Wow.
We're starting off with Wheel of Fortune and Buffalo. Those are the two biggest paying out slot brands out there right now. Again, it was a 1 cent. It was a penny slot machine, but that doesn't mean it was a penny bet.
I've never done a
Again,
penny.
they did not release the information on how much was bet, which I still would like to see more of. But he won over $1 million at the Aquarius, and a couple days later at the Aquarius, a person from California. Again, this person actually gave his first name Robert.
Okay.
Won more than $110,000 playing, the penny slot machine Big Fish Grand.
Wow.
I've never heard of the Big Fish Grand penny slot machine. So I have to admit that's a new one on me.
Yeah.
Total amount of $113,982.
They got to rename these slot machines. Every time you say it's a penny slot machine. I remember back in the 80s when our grandmother used to go to Atlantic City every Sunday. I play the nickel slots.
Yeah.
And she actually played a nickel.
Well,
they actually played a nickel.
They actually were taking coins back then.
Yeah, they were
too,
taking coins. It was a nickel. Yeah.
This is
So
it was almost like just paper money kind of stuff. But again,
I wonder if there are nickel slot machines anymore.
Well, no,
I
because
doubt
you
it.
have to play X number of lines. On
Yeah,
the
you have to
bet,
play
so
the nut lines. Yeah.
That's how they call it a penny slot or a nickel slot, but it's not really a nickel you're betting or a penny you're betting. So.
Yeah.
But two jackpots at the Aquarius, and within a couple days of each other. That was kind of an interesting happenstance. Leaving Nevada, going to Glendale, Arizona, the Desert Diamond Casino West Valley, to be exact.
Mm-hmm.
We have a Buffalo Diamond jackpot to report again.
Another Buffalo Diamond.
Anonymous
Is that
guest.
another Buffalo Diamond? Yeah,
Yep.
another Buffalo Diamond.
Anonymous guest.
All right.
$521,437 grand progressive jackpot. No word on the bet there. No word on what the progressive reset itself to.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's a $521,000 jackpot on another Buffalo Diamond. I would love to see just the all-time stat on Buffalo slot machines. That brand alone is probably just an astounding number.
I'm assuming when they hit the big jackpot, you have that buffalo roaring. Do buffaloes roar?
It's either a roar or a stampede.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, that has that sound.
Yes.
So I've seen it a couple times. I've never been around when someone won like $500,000, but I've heard the buffalo roar.
Now the one thing
I don't even know if that's a right word to say. Roar. I don't know if buffaloes roar.
Like I said, I know the machine does generate the thundering sound. Of
or the stampede
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah.
But I don't know if they do the roaring or the snorting.
Snorting, maybe snorting. I guess.
I've never won anything big on them, so I don't know.
Yeah, I've personally never heard the snort, but okay.
But again, Buffalo, like I said, Buffalo is one of the ones that pay out all the time. We are now going into Las Vegas.
All right.
We are going to the Westgate. We're actually leaving an Arizona jackpot to travel with an Arizona visitor going to the Westgate.
Okay.
A lucky guest, Anna Perez of Mesa, Arizona, needed only 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
And a $20 bet.
All right.
To hit $233,000 jackpot on the Wheel of Fortune slots.
Another Wheel of Fortune.
Did not say which
it's all Buffalo and Wheel of Fortune today. What's going on here?
And also we have still the
but it's
Wheel
more,
of Fortune too.
Yeah. A lot of Wheel of Fortune in Buffalo. That's boy, what a big weekend it was.
No word on in terms of Wheel of Fortune, which brand of Wheel of Fortune this was.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 250 variations of Wheel of Fortune out there, so I don't know exactly which one she hit it on. But again, Wheel of Fortune's Wheel of Fortune. They always pay out. Mm-hmm. We're going to our side of the country. We're going to Boston.
Oh.
Encore Boston Harbor.
Yep.
Player
technically in Everett.
In Everett.
Yep.
And so still... And also, I just read that they're looking at increasing the number of poker tables there. So
I think where
certain segment of the population is going to be happier.
Yeah.
Still going to complain probably.
Oh, yeah.
But they're going to be happier. Player named Melissa won $108,000 with a straight flush in diamonds playing blackjack.
Oh, okay.
Now, straight flush in diamonds
I gotta tell you,
blackjack, I'm assuming that's one of the table game blackjack.
Yeah. Encore Boston Harbor has some big wins lately. Over the last couple of weeks, some pretty big wins.
Well, they've actually... That property's been setting records anyway.
Yeah, they're setting revenue records, which means the state's setting tax revenue
very
records.
Happy with them.
It's
and anytime you see tax money coming in from a casino, you got to be happy.
Look, it's a beautiful place.
Yes.
Beautiful place.
Heading back over to Nevada, we're going to Las Vegas, the Flamingo Las Vegas. This is a California man on a birthday trip. Robert was visiting the Strip Casino on a Saturday night.
Okay.
He's also a Caesars Rewards member.
Okay.
He was playing Let It Ride poker for about an hour at the Flamingo, and he hit a 5-card straight flush for a jackpot of $107,975.
Wow, that's nice.
The winning hand was spades 4 through 8.
Okay.
So he won after playing, for about an hour at the game.
Good.
Staying in Vegas, we're going to Caesars Palace. 2 patrons hit jackpots at Caesars Palace.
This is Vegas, right?
This is still in Vegas.
Vegas.
It's Caesar. When you see Caesars Palace, it's Las Vegas.
Yes.
The first one was playing the 50-play video poker machine.
All right.
And hit at around 6 p.m. on a Friday evening for $125,000.
Wow, that was a good Friday night.
That's a great Friday night. That's actually the beginning of the night.
The beginning of a good Friday night.
Then the next person, a top dollar slot machine, paid off at about $100,000 even at around 11:30 p.m. the following night on a Saturday.
Wow.
Both winners anonymous.
Okay.
Now I'm going to go to two more Las Vegas casinos, and these are collective wins. Bally's Las Vegas tweeted out, "Congratulations to last week's Caesars Rewards jackpot winners that won $80,000 collectively, 80,000 and change."
Okay.
And Paris Las Vegas did the same thing, congratulating their Caesars Reward members who won a collective $114,631.
Wow, great.
Over the last week. We're going to end up the casino jackpots this week with the brand new Hard Rock Casino Bristol. Actually, I can't call it the Hard Rock Casino Bristol.
This is the temporary
the Bristol
one.
Casino.
Yeah, this is the temporary thing that's set up in Bristol, Virginia.
It's actually
from the Hard
been
Rock.
referred to as the Bristol Casino.
Just the Bristol Casino.
It hasn't become the Hard Rock just yet, I guess.
But it's a Hard Rock property, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've had their very first major jackpot.
All right.
And they just opened. I mean, they're like
a
week or two.
Yeah. Something like that, yeah.
A person who won, let's see, according to their social media post, a winner named Madison won $45,166 on the Supercharged Sevens slot machine.
Wow.
Very first large jackpot at this property. And congratulations to Madison. Congratulations to the property for, getting up and running and also having a great customer jackpot there. And they're going to have plenty more. And I actually can't wait to see the property itself because they're also going to have a sports book too, aren't they?
Yeah. I don't know.
It's supposed to be a very, very beautiful property. From the conceptual drawings I've seen, it's going to be a beautiful property.
Oh, yeah. Well, Hard Rock always has a great property, but I don't – I'm trying to remember if in Atlantic City, the sports book operator for Hard Rock in Atlantic City, I don't know it.
Well, it's Hard Rock Digital.
It's Hard Rock Digital, but I don't know. So it's Hard Rock, it's theirs, right?
Yeah, the platform itself, I think it's a Canby or somebody like that.
Maybe that's why I can't think of it. It's an actual Hard Rock property. So.
Well, the Hard Rock Sportsbook, the digital side is Hard Rock Digital.
Yeah.
But again, the platform, I think it's
the one in Atlantic City isn't real big, but it's really good.
Yeah,
it's right on the gaming floor.
It's actually
great.
comfortable.
Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah.
We're going to end up this week's segment talking about the Virginia Lottery. We actually
another Virginia story. Two Virginia stories.
We haven't had
back,
Virginia
right?
lottery stories in a while.
Okay.
So I was able to collate a rundown.
All right. Well, I'll shut up and you give the rundown.
Kimberly M. of Newport News won $158,271 playing the Cash 5 with Easy Match online instant game at the Virginia Lottery. Mikio Harada from Radford, Virginia, also won a jackpot of $172,000 playing the same game, Cash 5 with Easy Match. It's an online instant game.
Okay.
The Easy Match is like a side bet to the actual online instant game. So,
okay.
Two big jackpots there. Andrew, also from Radford. Radford seems to have some good lottery players.
Radford. It's the hot spot of the country.
He was playing the VIP Ultra game, which is another online instant game at the Virginia Lottery, and won $134,151. Patricia from North Chesterfield, Virginia, bought what is called the Fatter Wallet Scratch Ticket.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
She won $150,000 off the scratcher.
Wow, good.
So that's it for this week's rundown of the different casino and lottery jackpots that have happened over the past week. There's a lot more jackpots out there. I usually aim for the 100,000 or more.
Okay,
I do a little limit on my.
So you have like a.
Otherwise, I'd be doing it.
I'd be doing a minimum
24-hour segment.
Yeah. Have to be a minimum, huh?
No, this segment would be.
Hey, what did you say? You look at the Jersey.
Yes.
What is it called? The Jersey Department?
The New Jersey Division of Gaming Enforcement.
And they define jackpots as what?
50,000.
50,000.
And
that's when they report their jackpots.
I check every 2 weeks.
All right.
And let me tell you, if I did 50,000 and above just for Jersey, this segment would be about 2 hours.
Yeah.
So I have to.
So
cut
money
it
is
off at
being
100,000.
won. So get out there and win some.
And please, casinos, lotteries, please keep the press releases coming in. info@turnpikesportsradio.com, and we will continue doing this segment because it's fun to talk about these games as well as, seeing what games are paying out the most, too.
Oh, yeah, let me tell you something. When I go into a casino, I when I walk through the gaming floor, I recognize some of the machines that you talk about on this. So, it's kind of helpful.
Well, people should start using this segment
yeah,
to
right.
plot
This is
strategies.
This
on
is
which games
educational.
You don't want to play.
Yeah, this is educational.
But yeah, keep the press releases coming in, and we'll keep doing the segment.
And that'll do for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.